Hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap, episode 364. This is Rajyasree.
This is Abhinandan Sekhri.
And I'm Sucharita Tyagi. Hello.
Hello, Sucharita. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for inviting me today.
Yes, it is our pleasure and privilege. Most of our audience probably know you more than they know us. So, Sucharita, the radio jockey. She has her own YouTube channel, which I'm sure most of you are aware of. And I'm sure she pops up on your Insta too, like she does on mine, telling us about many film-related things. She was with the Film Companion earlier on Not a Movie Review and FC Time Machine. And the link to her Stree 2 review is below, but we will talk about Stree 2 with her because I also must payload my gyan even though I haven't seen the film.
I've watched it.
You're so efficient.
I'm very efficient. I'm like that first bencher.
Yeah.
So today we are going to discuss Stree 2, which is the new film, which only 2 out of 3 people on this episode have watched. And we'll also discuss just briefly, because you can't have a deep discussion on the new Mark Wahlberg Halle Berry film, The Union, and Defending Jacob, which, like Abhinandan, I've watched something which came out like 3 years back, but it was an excellent series.
And we have 2 ads also. One is a trailer of a film called The Emergency, which we will talk about. But let's first get back to our guest. You have been reviewing films for a while, for a living. Now, I love films. I'm a film buff. I've also worked on 2-3 movies in some sidey, capacity or the other. But I find if you are reviewing films, isn't there a basic contradiction in people watch it for leisure, as a leisure activity? People who are professionally reviewing films review it as a profession.
Yeah.
So therefore, your tolerance for nonsense is lower. So generally, does it impact your review because you have to watch a film irrespective? And the second part is that when we used to watch it in cinemas, when that was the only option, you're a captive audience. It's very unlikely you'll get up and walk off. I've only walked out of 2 films. Ever in my life, no matter how bad the film was, I'd sit through it. But now with OTT, if you're not liking it, you can just switch off or start doing 10 other things and just hear it on audio. Like a chartered accountant doesn't, it's like he's doing it for a profession, someone else is balancing books because they like it. No one's doing that. But films, you're doing it as a profession, but someone is doing it as a leisure activity. Is there a bit of a contradiction there, and how do you overcome that?
How do I balance it being a leisure activity versus a professional activity? It is you'll ask any film critic, they'll tell you it's a professional hazard that where anytime, even if we are watching anything they were not reviewing, we are reviewing it in our head. We are noting things, we're making notes in our head, thinking of if I was to write about it, this is how I would write it, this is how I would decode it. So that does sort of become your thing when you're sitting and watching something, anything, theater, movie, friend ke ghar, mummy ke ghar, whatever. Having said that, most of us who get into the field of professionally analyzing, critiquing and translating movies is, metaphorically translating movies, is because we love the medium, and we also understand its value, its importance, its reach, its significance, its, the ways it has been co-opted by various regimes and powers and things like that, and what is the impact of this medium in.
So let's get to the review so that I'm not completely useless on this show. I can just tell you that it's Stree 2 has been directed by Amar Kaushik and written by Nirayan Bhatt. It's starring Kumar Rao, Shraddha Kapoor, Pankaj Tripathi, Abhishek Banerjee and Apar Shakti Khurana. Rajkumar Rao and Shraddha and Abhishek Banerjee were there in one. I don't remember if the other
Apar
2
Shakti, I don't remember.
They're all there. They're all there.
They're all there. I really enjoyed
Apar and Pankaj Tripathi both.
I loved it. But Rajyasree Sen, why don't you start? Tell us what you thought of it.
So it's called, my Hindi is really bad, but Sarkate Ka Atang, because this is a new like demon ghost, if you want to say, who doesn't have a headless ghost, who carries the head around and the head has a life of its own and all. But so I thought it was great fun, the film. I have not laughed out loud in a theatre in a while and cried with laughter. I actually was crying with laughter.
Better than one.
No, so I felt it's different from one actually. And I didn't find So anyway, the story is that there's Shraddha Kapoor's character has left, right? She leaves from this thing. And in that village, Chanderi village.
And they put a statue.
They've got a statue
She
of
guards
her.
the town.
And it's a very progressive village, as in the women are out and about.
Feminist
and
statement, right?
And then this new, and Rajkumar Rao's character is pining for her. He's very good in this, I have to say. And he's always very good, but he's very good. This character is a very nice character. And then this new demon.
With Stree too, I think that feminism, in the subtext of feminism in the film is a little more stark. It's a little more sort of in your face, on the nose, because at this time they have the literal embodiment of patriarchy in a figure. Sarkata is pretty much Pitrasata. Though, and the fact that they allow him to come into the village, not allow him, he comes into the village, and then instantly the immediate villagers' response is that all the women need to now go back home, because this guy is going to, this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And there's a wonderful scene in there when Sarkata comes in and sort of casts a spell, and all the men who so far had been dancing and enjoying themselves and having fun go into a trance. And it's such a great metaphor for how an enigmatic and powerful speaker and leader who seems larger than life can sort of brainwash you into, herd mentality. And then instantly after that scene,
I felt the cameos were very good. Abhinandan would have hated both the cameos.
Don't tell me. Akshay Kumar and Ajay Devgan?
No.
Okay.
Akshay Kumar.
Saif Ali Khan.
And no, Saif is very good. He has a thing about these men don't like polished men like Saif.
Yeah,
and all.
right.
I love Saif.
I love Saif. Varun Dhawan.
Anyway, I just wanted to say that there was a photograph of Yo Yo Honey Singh in day before yesterday's Delhi Times, and I thought it was Saif. They look exactly the same.
What
But yes, Sucharita,
nonsense.
do tell us what you thought of Stree.
How dare you?
I'll just pull it out and show it to you.
Just-
Let the audience decide. But
Let the
Sucharita, do you think that the Chudail genre is owned by Bengalis because they claim they invented Chudails, which I can believe,
Hilarious.
going by present company.
Hilarious.
She keeps saying Chudail.
No.
Bengal, there's this Shabhar Chudail and Pothar Chudail.
No, so we
there are 10
have
different.
a whole bunch of...
We invented Chudails. Everything Bengal invented.
Which is true. Also, listen, I'll tell you the thing which didn't work for me.
I would just like to point out that News Laundry only takes subscriber revenue. So we do not have ads, which is why we don't go for traffic. News Laundry runs because you pay. So pay to keep news free. The link is here. The QR code is here. We take no ads, whether it's Google ads or YouTube ads or banner ads. No Sarkari ads, no Adani Ambani ads. So you guys do support News Laundry. There's an election coming up. We have again reporters are saying, मुझे हरियाणा जाना है, मुझे यहाँ जाना है, मुझे वहाँ जाना है, मुझे कश्मीर जाना है. मैंने कहा बस मेरे जूते बेच दो, बस खत्म करो. So please make sure that our thing is topped up. And also, by the way, Vasu is going to Palestine. Srinivasan Jain is going to do a series of reports for us from Palestine, Israel. And that is also funded by you. The last I checked, it's an 18 lakh budget. You guys have topped it up to almost 12 lakhs. Thank you. We're still 6 lakhs short. So just make sure we can get him back also. So watch this and share it with others so that we can have enough. It's right now 11 lakh 87,000. 18 lakhs is the budget. Please top it up. It's an NL Cinema project. Because we don't take ads. Yeah. I mean, I find even, to be honest, on other issues, they may have very different kind of images in Bollywood. But the few clips that have been sent to me of that Vanga guy who made Animal, his take on critics was and Karan Johar, even his, like the way he spoke about critics, I just thought it was churlish and like dumb. Like, dude, if you can't take one in the jaw, then you're pathetic. And on that, both of them, they had different languages criticizing it, but it really gets them. Like when Elon Musk says, I don't want to be popular. Fuck you. I mean, right, yeah, you're so needy to be popular. It's like, oh, then don't fucking talk about it and bitch them out all the time.
Vanga, I don't know, never met him, never interacted with the guy. I've only ever seen his tweets. There was a beautiful creative that I think Swaddle had made of all the people Vanga has said things about after Animal. So his face is in the middle. Adil Hussain on one side, Javed Akhtar on one side, Kiran Rao on one side, and Sucharita Tyagi on one side. I'm like, this is great company. I'm very happy. This only works in my favor. I mean, can you imagine being in the same sort of, even considered in the same sentence as all these people? Wow, thanks, Sandeep Reddy. But for Karan, so
I mean, I'll tell you the story from when I was in my early 20s. In fact, I was working for Newstrack, and India Today Newstrack were an entity, and we had gone for the music launch of Kareeb, which was this super flop film that Vidhu Vinod Chopra had made in Manesar.
With Neha.
Yeah, that's the one. Correct. So,
Who was the
Lovely
actor?
songs.
I've forgotten the actor.
Bobby Deol.
Bobby
Oh,
Deol.
that's
And in
right.
that, she had said, I've given Shammi Kapoor a role which no one has ever given him. And I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so in that, I said something about that, 1947 wasn't such a great, success. And after Parinda, which is a cult film, which I was 21 or 22, he flipped out. And that time there used to be two cameras. There was one Doordarshan camera and there was the Newstrack or Raj Tak camera. It wasn't like 40.
Yeah.
So when you were doing an interview, as if there were audience and you were doing the interview. So he said, "Tum to bacche ho, tumhe kya pata hai? Tumhe pata bhi hai kitni Glasgow mein record to." He fucking flipped out. And I was also young and Delhi ka londa. I went to...
But I'm a big Mark Wahlberg fan from Marky Mark days.
And the Funky Bunch.
Yeah, so I really like Mark Wahlberg. I think he's a very cool actor, actually. And Halle Berry is fine also. But it also has that guy, J.K. Simmons, who's in the film Whiplash, which you really like.
Yeah. As what?
He's in both the shows, actually.
He's the teacher or he's a student?
He's a teacher.
Okay.
And so it's about, but it was such a, it's like Bad Boys, like that. It's just an action flick. Basically, Halle Berry, who looks very hot, plays they are like the FBI or they are like MI6.
Like
but,
ED. I was like ED.
Yeah, they're like ED. If our ED was like that, you'd be much nicer to them.
They're like
Because
ED.
imagine if Halle Berry came to interrogate you. You'd say, you sit, do you want a drink? Do you want to go?
How pathetically shallow do you think I am?
You don't want me to answer
You
this on
should have
camera.
seen the people who came to raid the
But
IT
it
team.
wasn't Halle Berry,
Dude,
for sure.
Halle Berry would say, if the IT department is watching, I think the people who came to raid us, who had detained me, you were way hotter than Halle Berry. So, I'm on your
Whatever works to stop the raids. Yeah, we'll say anything. Jay Shah is very good looking also.
Itne paise mein itna ich milega. This is all you'll get for free. To watch the full unedited episode, you got to be a subscriber because we don't take ads. We depend on you for the studio lights, mics, everything that you see. So producers.
Tissue paper.
So do contribute and pay to keep news free to get all our content which is behind the paywall, unedited and complete. Journalism at News Laundry is powered by the public. Because when the public pays, the public is served. Visit newslaundry.com/subscription and pick a payment plan of your choice. Pay to keep news free and independent. Your future, and indeed the future of democracy, depends on it.